Hey my loves, it's Ariel and today I'm coming to you guys with a Makeup Monday. For today's Makeup Monday, I'll be sharing with you guys my first impression on the Pina Colada palette by The Beauty Crop. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to like, comment, turn on those post notifications so you guys can become a part of my hashtag Quick Love Gang. Also, if you guys aren't following your girl on any of her socials, make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. So guys, I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression on this palette. This came in a cocktail vault that I got for Christmas. The next 3 months, you guys will be seeing me do a review with one of the palettes from that vault. So the vault actually came with 4 different palettes and this was one of the first ones. So I will be including some swatches in here for you guys, and I'm also going to give you guys my overall thoughts of how I feel about this palette. First off, let's just go ahead and start off with the packaging, you guys. So I will say I love how it's that nice tropical theme. It says Pina Colada on here. When I think of a Pina Colada, I think of sitting out by a beach or just somewhere tropical sipping on a Pina Colada, right? Have those nice beach type leaves on there, and the back of the package, just little facts about it, exactly how it looks. I really like it. Now this is more of that harder cardboard, how the packaging feels. I really like the color story of this palette. It really gives off the same colors that you saw on the front of the palette packaging. Now I do like how they kept it colorful and they also included a black shade in there, because you can never go wrong with a black shade if you want to make the look a little darker. Definitely more of your glam, or if you want a colorful look type of palette. And I also love how they have the shade names in this palette. The shade names in the palette sound really tropical, fruity. So I just really love the theme of that. Now I do wish that they had a mirror in here, but I know that, you know, better, safer for the environment. Pigment palette features 12 tantalizing, buttery, and high pigmented shades in 4 different finishes. So it says it's velvety matte finish, a creamy metallic finish, cream to powder, long wearing glitter. This rich toned palette features 12 vibrant and colorful shades that can be layered in infinite ways to create a vast array of looks with just one palette. Whether you are getting party ready or you fancy a subtle casual look, layer different textures to create unique combinations for show-stopping effect. Be bold and finish off the look with a glitter topper to create dazzling sweet looks, guilt-free. On the back of the palette, it says that it's no parabens, it's talc free. This palette is also made with coconut and jojoba oil, cruelty free. There's no mineral oils in here, and it's also vegan, in case you guys were wondering. And like I said, this is by The Beauty Crop. I've never tried any products from The Beauty Crop before, and this was actually one of my first times testing out any of their products and their palettes. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some swatches. I'm going to share with you guys the shades. We're going to get into the look, and then you guys will get to hear my overall thoughts of how I feel about the palette and the shades. Pineapple, watermelon, sunshine, fruity tooty, kiwi, sea breeze, splash, beach bum, summer, acai, mermaid, stormy. So these are all the shades in the palette. I will say, while I was swatching, a bunch of those matte shades feel like really hard in the pan. So I'm not too sure, like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. Like, the texture of it just felt really weird. Some of those shimmers in here are like really nice for toppers, I feel like, especially this sunshine shade, because it looks like it's going to be like this really pretty glittery gold, but it also has like a nice orange undertone on it as well. So I feel like if you want to do a simple look and just have a little bit of shimmer, you can just use that one shade if you want to go for like one of those one shadowed looks. So excited, so excited. Let's go on ahead and get started with this look. I'm super excited because I love the color story of this palette. It's nice tropical vibes is what I'm getting from this. Colors I want to use, and we're just gonna wing it like we do with any other look that I usually do. So first I'm gonna go in with this shade called Sea Breeze. Let's apply that here. Okay, let's see that pigment, what it's working with. I'm gonna apply that shade to the outer corner and the inner corner, and I'm also going to work that same shade in the crease. I already have on foundation, blush, and highlight. And towards the end, I'll share with you guys the products, and they will also be in the description box. So far, so good. It doesn't seem to be like a chalky consistency or anything, or patchy. Alright, I zoomed you guys in. Let me know if you guys like it better when I actually zoom you guys in, or like, you know, like zoom the camera in and you're like close and personal, or how I would usually do it. Next, I'm gonna go in with this reddish orange shade called Acai, and I'm going to apply that shade almost like in the same direction like how I applied the Sea Breeze shade. I will say, so far so good. That shade that I already have on applied really well. It blends really good. The pigment is there. There's no fallout so far. There's no patchiness with the shade. It's a very buildable shade as well. Let's apply that. Now this one looks like it might be a bit patchy. I don't know if it's because the brush I'm using, or maybe because I just have to pack it on more. But like the first few dabs that looked like pretty nice, but let's see how it's gonna blend. Yeah, this shade definitely doesn't blend out as good as the first shade that I did, but we're still gonna try to work with this. Because y'all know, once I get a picture in my head of a look that I want, I'm going to make it work. Let me try a different brush. Yeah. Okay, this brush seems to be doing a better job with blending. Like the first few dabs that I did with this shade, it looked like it was gonna be really pigmented, and now that I'm like trying to blend it all in, it's not really working out at all. I was like really excited to use that shade too, because it just looks like it was gonna be like really pigmented, and it's just not giving what it should give, I feel like. I'm gonna go back in with that blue shade that I used and just blend out. All right, you guys, after a bunch of digging into that acai shade, I was able to come up with this, and I went back in with that blue shade and blended it out. Now, I do like how it looks on the eye. I will say I do wish that I didn't have to dig so much in that orange shade to like get it to blend as how I wanted it to blend. I was kind of hoping for it to be more of that brighter shade than what I actually got. But I will say that the blue shade, I really love the blue shade. I love how that one blended out. So yeah, guys, that orange shade definitely wasn't giving what I thought it was about to give. Like I literally dabbed it on a little bit and I'm like, okay, pigment. Started trying to blend it out and it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. Go in with this yellow shade called Pineapple. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared to go in with that because sometimes y'all know yellow shades can be tricky. but we are going to attempt it. Going to work that in. Okay, let's actually blend this one in good first before I even hop to saying my thoughts on this shade. Alright, you guys, so the yellow actually isn't as bad as the orange. It is a little patchy. It's not really patchy like the other shade was, but you can definitely tell that this yellow is a little bit more on the chalky side. Next, I think I'm gonna go on ahead and go in with this shade called Sunshine. I'm gonna pop it on top of that pineapple shade. Here's how it looks on my finger. It looks more of like an orange color than glitter, but let's try that on the lid and see what it's working with. I'm actually gonna go spritz my brush for this. All right, let's spritz. I definitely feel a little bit of fallout with this one. Let's try using my finger. Yeah, looks like the finger is definitely a better application for this pretty shade. Yeah, you can definitely see it way better now using that. I will say I really prefer the application of that glitter more with my finger, guys. So next I'm gonna go in with this darker blue shade called Beach Bum, and I'm gonna apply that to my lower lash line. Let's do an inner corner pop as well. Let's try this shade. A little pop of pink in there. What I think about that? Okay, I like that. That's cute. I'm gonna have to clean up my makeup though. Alright, you guys, now I'm gonna go ahead, go off camera, finish up the other eye, also clean up the look overall, and then I'll come back to you guys. I'll also put on a lippy and then give you guys my overall thoughts. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about my thoughts and how I feel about the shades, and I'll share with you guys the products that I used. So out of all 12 of the shades that I used in this palette, I used a total of 6 shades out of this palette. Like, that was really nice. I will say that the mattes in this palette, like the blue shades that I used, beautiful. They blended so well. They're really pigmented. I really love, you know, the application of those blue shades. Now I will say that the acai orangey red shade was just not what I expected. I was expecting it to be more vibrant. To start blending it, it was like a complete show, literally. Then I went in with that pineapple shade, as you guys had saw. I don't think I've ever really came across a yellow shade, like a yellow shadow that just that's never patchy. Like literally, like even with primer, I've never come across a yellow shade before, except for one palette that I used recently. Yeah, there wasn't really any fallout with this palette at all. Now there was a little bit of fallout with that Sunshine shade that I used. I really love that Sunshine shade in the palette. Like I said, I really rather the application of that glitter shade more with fingers, and that's the same thing I used for Mermaid. Now I did touch it up with a smaller brush, but like I said, I think that those shimmers work really better if you're using your fingers to apply those shades. Now I didn't play around with any of those other shades, but like I said, the blues in this palette are pigmented. The orange shade and the yellow shade was a little bit harder to work with, but that glitter, oh my god, I love that. I also love how the glitter has like its own pigmentation and the shimmers on top of it, so it's like a perfect topper, but also you can wear that as an actual shade by itself without wearing it as a topper. So I really do like that about that. I really love the color story of the palette. I like how the names in the palette, they just really stick to that tropical vibe. I feel like the size of the palette is also perfect for traveling. Y'all know I love palettes that have a lot of color to them because I like to do more colorful type of looks. Go on ahead and let me know what you guys think of the look that I created. Okay, so the products that I used for blush, I decided I wanted a more pinky toned blush today, so I went in with the Rommel London Maxi blush. This is in the shade 003 Wild Card. And for highlight, I went in with my AOA Studio. This is the highlight, and this is in the shade For You. I also added a little bit of mascara. I went in with my NYX Super Fat Eye Marker. For mascara, I went in with the Lots of Lashes. This is the Great Lash Mascara by Maybelline. For lips, I kind of wanted to darken it up a bit, and I went in with one of my NYX Butter Glosses, and this is in the shade Rocky Road. It's a really beautiful color. I really love how the lips brought the entire look out. So go ahead and let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.